have all these things going on, you might have to tone that down. A woman should never have to tone herself down, dim her light just to get with somebody.
Woman and you're dating and you have children, that does not mean you're automatically a liability, but it is a big deal.
One of God's finest creation.
What kind of black man are you struggling to find? Are you struggling to find a millionaire?
He needed $700 a month.
Sounds like he's not looking for love. He's looking for a loan. You don't need a partner. You need a loan officer.
Welcome back to More to Life. Before I get into this video, like, comment, subscribe. Also, smash that notification bell just to be sure you get on my videos as soon as I release them. Let's get right into this.
I made a video not too long ago where I was talking about Dr. Umar, and I was talking about how good he did with that Nick Cannon interview. But I started off the video by saying, like, I don't always agree with things Dr. Umar say, and then some people in my comments was like, oh, like, why don't you agree with some things that he say? Like, what is it about him that make you not like him that much? And I can't find the clip, but he said this multiple times to black women. But he was talking to a black woman, a successful black woman, and he was like, oh, you know, black women shouldn't always date due to economics, like due to finances, you know, or always marry due to finances. And then he says something along the lines of, like, if you're a successful black woman and you have all these things going on, you might have to tone that down because the black men aren't there yet, or there's a lot of black men who aren't there yet. So you might have to tone that down or hold back on that just a little bit. And that's what I don't agree with. Because a woman should never have to tone herself down, dim her light just to get with somebody.
No wonder you're single.
And my thing is, black men and black women have been through the same trials and tribulations since we have been in this country. But black women are excelling in multiple different areas, especially education and starting their own.
Well, I don't think he was right when he said that. And I'll tell you why. And he was wrong when he about that statement. I'll explain. Now, what he meant to say is so many have this idea in their head that they're going to get the degree, they're going to become successful, make $100,000 a year, and get a man making that much money. That's not true. Because if it were true, it would show in the numbers and overall across all aspects, meaning all different nationalities. At a certain age, most people don't make a certain amount. So say if you say, okay, all 32-year-olds, I believe the median income is around maybe 60 or something like that, 60,000. So you can't expect any man of any nationality to make that amount of money. So you'll be missing out. If you're holding men to a standards like that, you're definitely missing out. Because what do? They show those percentage calculators all the time. It'll be a point percent, 0.0, 0.5, something like that percent. Much less of a chance. You're not going to get what you're looking for.
Businesses. So I feel like he would do better at just telling black men or advocating for black men to do the same thing. And in a lot of ways he does. He talks about black men going to trade school instead of college because plumbers and electricians make great salaries. And he advocates for blue collar workers. He advocates for, you know, successful black men not marrying outside their race or whatever the case. Not that I'm against interracial relationships, but you know, the self-hatred that comes along with that. So he talks about good things on the man's side. I'm not saying that he doesn't. But telling a black woman to basically dim her light or not be as ambitious because a lot of black men aren't there yet, as if that's her problem, is insane to me. And it's kind of advocating for the whole struggle love story. Because no, you shouldn't marry solely off of finances if that's not what you're into. You know, yeah, of course. However, marrying somebody that does not have the money to be a productive adult, to go on dates, to pay bills, to pay rent, to do what adults need to be doing is insanity. And advocating for black women exclusively, mind you, to put up with this whole struggle love and holding somebody down when it's their fault that they are not a productive adult is insane.
Now let me pause that really quickly. I would ask her, how much do you make? The conversation would change because she's probably flat broke, right? So you're flat broke, and you want a man making 100,000?
And for that reason is one of the reasons why I said I don't really see eye to eye with everything Dr. Umar says. He is a really intelligent man, 100%, but I don't agree with telling black women to dim their light or not be as ambitious because black men aren't there or something like that, because that's ridiculous to me. Be as ambitious as you want, do everything you dream of in this lifetime, because trying to dim your light just to catch a man, that's probably not the man you need.
Yeah, and a lot won't get any man. That's why a lot won't. But let me get into this further. Actually, I want to touch on what he actually said more.
Struggling to find what kind of black
Okay,
men,
let's talk
because
about
there's
it.
black men all in Australia.
No. We have.
So what kind of black men are you struggling to find? Are you struggling to find a millionaire? Are you struggling to find somebody who's 6'3" with a six-pack stomach?
Real talk.
No.
Are you struggling to find someone who can finance a European expensive materialistic lifestyle?
No.
What kind of black man are you struggling to find?
Let's talk about the culture in Australia versus the culture in America. I don't think it is quite different. It is.
No,
it
it's
is.
not.
It is. I think now we're being more influenced.
One of the biggest mistakes that I find in the diaspora is we swear we're so randomly different. As probably the most traveled African in the Western Hemisphere, we're not that significantly different.
No, but we
there
are.
Might be some new. No, we're not. No, we're not.
I don't think black women. Okay, let's talk about it, because I'm getting dilemmas where women are talking about they're successful, they're in their careers, and they're looking for a decent guy. They're not asking for a man to earn triple the amount that he's earning.
Give me 3 criteria for decent. I'm a psychologist. You must define the term. Give me 3 criteria for decent.
So
sounds to me like he's holding them accountable. That's all he's doing. He does preach black love, all fine and dandy. But what he's doing right now, accountability.
And so he's emotionally intelligent.
Emotionally intelligent.
Okay.
Assuming she is as well.
Continue. He is a provider. So he's able to, or he has a decent job. They are on the same.
What is a decent job? Define the term.
He makes an amount that is in the same tax bracket as the woman. Let's just say that. The same tax bracket.
Okay.
Emotionally
Financial
intelligent.
equity.
Yes.
Okay.
I would just say he's a provider, he's nurturing, and he cares to build a family with her.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the question?
And the question is, women are struggling to find men that they can date.
Okay. Couple things. Number 1, black women cannot, shall not, should not expect a black man to be able to provide them with the same type of a lifestyle that a Caucasian can provide for the white female, because the Caucasian benefits from white privilege, the black man suffers from white racism. So we should not be, no sister should be looking for a European equivalent or an African equivalent of a European. A black man has to work twice as hard to get half as much. So although I can appreciate the financial equity, but if you are a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer as an African woman in Australia or America or the UK or Toronto or Johannesburg, looking for a black man who has financial equity with your type of career success, that's going to be difficult. You might got to tone it down a little bit. What I find as a therapist who works with couples, married, divorced, and otherwise, too often black women prioritize a man's income over his masculinity, meaning he can provide. He's willing to help with those children. He will nurture you, look out for you, but he might not be able to put you in a Mercedes. He might not be able to help you with that $1 million mortgage. And I've seen black women turn down good men, very good men, because he didn't have the economics, but he had everything else. Sisters need to be careful. Now,
so he kind of broke it down, but she didn't tell the truth. She's saying the same thing every other black woman is saying. She is. And he knows that. That's what's going on right now. He knows. Deep down, he knows. That's why he's telling her, explain it, because he knows. He's no idiot. As he said, he's a psychiatrist or psychologist. So he understands what she's doing. So I think it's good that what he's doing. Holding her to a certain standard, or making her explain herself, and also holding her accountable.
Not to fall into this European narrative of judging men primarily by how much they make.
I can agree with that. I think that these are two extreme scenarios here, because I think if a man we're talking about financial equity, if he is making enough to build a household with you, to be a leader in the household, I think women are okay with that. I think that's not what they're getting. I think they're getting the other end of the spectrum. That's what we're hearing. You know what I mean?
Would you have a problem if you met a man who made half of what you made or a third of what you made, but he had a financial vision of an empire, a business, some sort of an entrepreneurial undertaking?
See, I think that's dangerous.
Stay with me.
I think that's dangerous.
Let me finish it, and then I want you to respond. And he needed you to help invest in his dream. And he gave you a definitive timeline. He said, give me 12 months or 24, no more than that. If you invest in me, I promise you what I'm going to build will equal where you are. Would you have a problem investing in him?
What does investing in him mean?
Let's say he needed $700 a month to help fuel this dream. He needed $700 for 24 months. Could you do it? You're reluctant.
I am
reluctant.
I am reluctant because what's the guarantee?
There is no guarantees in love. There is no guarantees in romance.
And
If
also,
you need a guarantee,
I think
you can't get in it.
context matters. How long
I
have
agree.
we been together?
I agree.
You know, if it's just a guy that I met last year and all of a sudden he has these dreams and
No,
he
y'all
wants me
been
to
dating
fund
for
it.
about 2 years. You like him. There might even be some love there. And he's saying
There might be
invest
some
in
love
me.
there is crazy. There has to be some love there.
Let's say there
There
is.
has to be a future there. And I think that's what I'm saying. Context matters. If I see myself
But
with this
you didn't
man.
answer the question. Let's say
Yeah.
all those things are there. Will you financially invest in him? Be
No.
honest, my queen.
No.
They
No.
already answered for you. They said hell to the nizzo.
Yep.
Yeah. Look,
Why not, though? Why do you have a problem with that? Given the atmosphere of racism and economic oppression that black men suffer in Australia,
Now, what he's saying, right, is the man that's on a come up has no chance. But then black ladies that are, let's say, around 22, 23 years old will want a young guy to be everything, to be Jeff Bezos. And she won't stick by him. She won't shoot with him. She won't be with him while he's shooting in the gym. Shooting in the gym sometimes is investing your time, investing your efforts somehow, maybe even investing with money, willing to put the work in. People that are multimillionaires, they got divorced by them, but they had women willing to put the work in. Guys are getting it with white women in college, a lot of times football players, because they're there in the college willing to put the work in, willing to cook, willing to clean, willing to do different things to show him or to give him that feeling of, you can do it, I'm here to support you. That's what he's saying. Go back to the old school, the old times, where that's what they did. That's what your grandmother probably did for your grandfather. That's what he's saying. And no, they're not going to do that. Here's more. This lady tells it right here.
If you met a man who made half of what you made or a third of what you made, but he had a financial vision of an empire, a business, some sort of an entrepreneurial undertaking, and he needed you to help invest in his dream, and he gave you a definitive timeline. If you invest in me, I promise you what I'm going to build will equal where you are. Would you have a problem investing in him? Let's say he needed $700 a month to help fuel this dream.
Sounds like he's not looking for love. He's looking for a loan. You don't need a partner. You need a loan officer. When a man wants it, it's a woman standing by her man. It's a woman showing that she's worth all of this. Oh, they want to praise that. They put it all up on a pedestal. Oh, now that's a queen right there. But a woman can't even require dinner on a first date without being branded a gold digger. It's always the double standard of rules for thee, but not for me. Some men treat women like their relationship with you is a paid internship. Oh, they want to learn on the job and get paid for it. He was using 3-in-1 body wash when you met him. Now you got him dressing better, looking better. You helped him with his career, writing his resume, helped him get his first job, all of that. And then when he gets on his feet and he's good and established and he's a real catch for his dream girl, now all of a sudden,
don't make assumptions.
Things ain't working out. They go out of their way to create these false equivalencies and these scenarios to try to make women feel guilty if they don't want to.
who are you to say he's gonna get another girl? She's thinking of a rapper or somebody of a low vibration. She's not thinking of a man really on his grind. Some black men are on their grind trying to make it happen. Why are you diminishing him or bring him to a lower level right away? You're assuming.
And they have to work with or they have to build up. But they're always trying to convince women to be a ride or die. And too many women have rode and died and got nothing for it. They're not risking it anymore. I don't care if you cross your heart, hope to die, pinky promise.
Yeah, they're being ride and dies for Young Thug. Seriously, they're being ride or dies for the drug dealer. They're being ride or dies for the wrong men that they're having babies with. That's the issue. And they're being told by other females in the community, do this, do this. Or being told by parents, go to school, do this. Not told to find their man or to be there for their man. Some with fathers, even the same thing. So where is a young black man on the come up? What is he to do? I can recall, I go back to when I was younger. I was very ambitious. Do they believe? I was working, I talked about it before. I was working a regular job, making about $40,000 a year with commission, sometimes came to around 50. And then I was making about $20,000 a year on my own. Do you think anyone saw my dream? No, they didn't. But it was successful. I was a younger guy. I wasn't making 100. I was making close to 70. Not bad, right? But would it be good enough? No, it wouldn't.
Except my kids, but you can't have any.
If you met an amazing woman, she's like super dope, super focused, and everything that you ever dreamed of, woman. If she has a child,
she gonna have a problem being focused on me
because she has a child.
If you a good mother, how you gonna focus on me? You got this kid.
I was a great mother, and I met my husband when my daughter was 2. So I'm a great mother.
Listen,
there's a lot of great mothers out there, and I stand with those mothers.
I think there are amazing mothers out there.
We are very desirable, even with children.
Absolutely, but me personally, I'm not looking at
But he's coming with kids. That's the crazy.
No, my kids stay at home.
Like, how dare you?
No, my kids stay at home. I don't bring my kids on a date.
Wait,
what do you mean? I'm coming with kids. These kids is at home.
But this goes to show you, like, how men think.
No, I don't think he's wrong for that, but I'm going to let this good doctor here explain.
All right, let's keep it real. If you are a woman and you're dating and you have children, that does not mean you're automatically a liability, but it is a big deal. A lot of women come to me and they say, oh, it's not a big deal, I have kids, you don't have to worry about it financially, to worry about it logistically, you don't have to worry about it. And I call bull. If I care about you and I love you, I am going to think about your children logistically, mentally, and emotionally. All the men out there who are dating women with children, understand that the kids come first. The kids will always come first. And a lot of times that's tough for men to handle because they either want to have their own kids or they want to be the first thing you think about when you wake up in the morning. And that's just not the case. It's more challenging for men to accept a woman with children because he may want to have his own kids or he just wants to be first in line. And I know it's a hard truth to recognize and to realize that you can be a woman above reproach, have all your together, and really just be top notch. And if a man is willing to enter your life, treat him with reverence, treat him with kindness, treat him with love, because it is an extra responsibility on his plate and yours.
He broke it down, and that's exactly why men don't want to do it. Men, that's going to be a top concern, especially that's going to be a major concern if he cares about you. He's going to think about it. And also, a man doesn't want to come second. A man does come second to your children. And he's going to think about that because he's going to think about them, as he said, in all types of ways or sorts of ways because he cares about you.
Awesome. What? Aaron, Pierre, that's Mufasa. Yeah, Aaron, Pierre, that's Mufasa. Yeah, Aaron, Pierre.
Now, this is Aaron Pierre. This guy, he won the role of Lion King, and he's desired by many black women, right? As you see here, they're cheering with him. I even seen this same video, right? The same video I'm showing right now. Hey, Mufasa. Girls are showing a video of them in the same video with him as he's dancing next to them. They're on TikTok. That's a big thing on TikTok, right? As he's doing every dance he's doing, they're doing it with him, like they're his wife, right? And also, they love him. To them, he's like the perfect man, right? But let's hear her talk about it. She's gonna explain more.
Good morning, and good morning to Aaron Pierre and Aaron Pierre only. So if you are not him, honestly, good night. This man, wow. You know, some people don't believe in God, but this is a miracle. This is one of God's finest creations right here. And you know, I prefer a nice chocolate man, a little dark skin. But I'm about to change my mind. Not even gonna hold y'all. Light-skinned men are up like 50 points. Thanks to Aaron. My God, this man is he's like too fine. I don't see any flaw. Ask me how many times I watched that Jennifer Hudson video of him walking down. Aaron Pierre, that's Mufasa. Aaron Pierre. Ask me how many times I watched it. Ask me.
Mufasa. What? Aaron Pierre. Mufasa. What? Aaron Pierre. That's Mufasa.
You know, God, listen. I don't have anything else to say.
Yeah, so that's how they felt until they found out.
Aaron Pierre. That's Mufasa. Go. Aaron Pierre. That's Mufasa.
My Shayla.
Now, Aaron Pierre has a wife, and she's white. And it's one of those things you go, why did he choose her? Because she's very basic. She is. And you go, what did she do for him? Everything. Everything. You probably would have did it, but not how she did it. She was white. She's a white lady. But it brings me back to those white women with the football players in college, right? Who did everything, helped them with their homework, probably gave them money. You think she didn't do that for him? There's a reason he's there. So now she gets to reap all the rewards and all the benefits when he brings the money back to her. Why? Because she deserves it. That woman worked hard for him, did everything for him. That's what men need.
We all need to remember when a man is fine like that and also famous, all of us civilians commented, we don't have a chance with him. So like, I don't know why are you mad regardless of who he dates, because it's not going to be us. It's not going to be you.
And it's also not going to stop you from watching his projects.
Yeah.
If a black man being with a white woman stopped you from either watching their projects or not supporting them in sport, a lot of black men would be nowhere in life.
Exactly.
So let's stop pretending that you give a
But it's a lot.
It's just that it just crushed your brain for 2 seconds that you don't have a chance with Aaron Pierre.
Baby, would you really go ahead and would you go ahead and...
I mean, they're right. Leave him alone, right? You don't have a chance with him. You're probably never going to see him in your life. So, congratulate, watch the movie, and be happy for him. That's all you can do. When you see him with his white wife, change the channel.
Y'all know what type of men I love? I love men that love women. And let me clarify what I mean when I say that. I love men that understand the genuine nature of a woman. And I'm not saying like excuse our bad behavior or toxic behaviors, but what I'm saying is I love a man that understands women. Like, if I'm being maybe a little bit more emotional than usual, I love a man that understands that women sometimes are a little bit more emotional than men. And he's a little bit more patient with me in that fact. And he knows how to handle me gently and maybe talk me down. Like, have y'all ever had a man talk? Have you ever been angry and you had a man talk you down off your anger? That is the most, I can't even explain that feeling. And it's like nowadays, all men do is just match your energy, bro. That is so, it is so exhausting. It is so exhausting.
You think it's not exhausting for a man that's to calm you down all the time? I see it, and you guys see it as well. Oh, I need a man that can calm me down, that can put me in my place. And they don't want to be put in their place by shutting him up, because that's matching energy. That can calmly be gentle and make them realize they made a mistake. Why do I have to do arithmetic? Why do I have to do a hard math problem, right? Because I hate math. I'm not Chinese. Why do I have to solve geometry when I'm dealing with you? Or calculus, I should say, right? A lot of modern women, especially black women, are like calculus. A lot of men are not skilled in it. They're used to it, and that's a bad thing. Why should a man be used to that? But a lot of guys are used to it, and a lot of guys can handle it. A lot of guys can calm a woman like that down. But why do we want to? It's for the birds. Seriously, somebody you fighting with every second, every minute, it's a nightmare. And guys don't want to deal with that, because they're starting to realize there's definitely more to life than being involved with a woman like that.
Do not be troubled, brothers. What we do in life echoes in eternity.